Yo, 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 yo. Episode 34. How is everybody? I'm Dave. This is Wine with Dave. And it is wine o'clock, officially. Wine o'clock. It's wine o'clock for the next 60 minutes because I say so. It could be 9:09 and it's still 9 wine o'clock. So it's my show. I get to rearrange time. Thank you guys for watching. This is, like I said, episode 34, started on April 1st. For a creative person to be consistent, you have no freaking idea how hard that is normally. But I am consistent, and it's good. It's something I'm working on. So I'm really glad. Tonight we got some really cool guests. I am so pumped. You guys are going to love it, and I want you to ask a lot of questions. Please, if this is your first time here, just type in a comment, and it will show up on screen. You can ask them questions. You're part of this show. And also, just say, hey, what town you're from. It'd be really cool to know what town you're from. And here's our first one. Rick Greenwood, California, Taco Tuesday in 29 Palms, California. Black Keys to get me ready for Game of Thrones night. No comments from me tonight. I got a battle to fight. I don't know what that means. No, I want your comments, dude. I do. Misty Santos, hi. Hey, Misty. Where are you from? Type it in. We want to know where you're from. Hopefully all up and down the East Coast. Oh, nice. Kayla Rivera Rodriguez, first timer, Delaware. Kayla, thank you so much for coming on. Please, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who watches the show. I try to deliver the goods. And tonight, I think I will. I think I will for you, Kayla. So it is wine o'clock. I'm going to turn that off. Misty is from Eatontown, New Jersey. Come on. Come on. Greenwood, Delaware. Wow, Delaware, up and down the East Coast. I don't even know these people. That's cool. Boy, you bring a Viking on the show and then all hell breaks loose. Jeez. Taryn Blunt, Pasadena, Maryland. First time too. Taryn, cool. It's cool seeing you. Well, you see me, but I see a black Canon lens. But I can see you through that. Do you guys remember Romper Room when we were kids? There was a show called Romper Room. And the teacher it was like kindergarten for like kids watching TV. And she'd pick up this wand and she'd blow on it or something. And she'd say, I see Billy, I see Johnny, I see David. And it was like, oh my gosh. She picked, common names, so every kid with that name felt like she was talking to them. So, Kayla, Ska, Misty, Skal, that's hello, right? In Norwegian or so? Anyway, you got a lot of people listening. Hey, just tell me where you're from, give me a like, and like the page if you're on here too. Loved that show, Misty. Cool, awesome. All right, we're going to get right into this. Episode 32, right? Is that where we at? Is that where we at? We at 34. That's where we at. The next segment is a segment that everybody loves, and I'm going to get right into it. And it's actually interactive, and you can win prizes. Yes, you can win prizes. Ready? Here we go. It's called Did You Know? Did you know? Let's see. Let me go over here. Yeah, did you know there is no proof as to who built the Taj Mahal? Did you know that? Did you know Tiger Woods' real first name is Eldrick? Eldrick. That'd be tough being a dad seeing your son. Dad, I want to play golf for a living. Like, Eldrick? Yeah, not a name for a winner. Sorry if any Eldricks out there listening, but hey kid, why don't you just change your name to, I don't know, Tiger. Maybe you'll make it someday. Did you know that you use 72 different muscles while speaking? That's right, I am seriously flexing right now. All 72 muscles in my mouth. You know that emus can't walk backwards? I told you this is going to be a random show, but you're going to learn a lot. And if you're just tuning in, this is Wine with Dave. I'm Dave England. Hello. And this segment is Did You Know? Emus can't walk backwards. That's weird. So if you back them into a corner, I would love to back an emu into a corner on a dark alley. How cool would that be? They can't go anywhere. I'm mean. I'm really mean to emus. The average person goes to the toilet 6 times a day. Did you know that? 6 times a day, average time you go to the bathroom. That's cool, huh? That's cool. Misty thinks it's cool that Rick came from Red Bank, New Jersey. That's awesome. Kayla Rivero Rodriguez is crying. I love those emojis. Giraffes have the highest blood pressure of all animals. They are seriously stressed out. Do not stress out a giraffe and do not corner an emu. That's mean. I did not know that, giraffes. Did you? Your foot is the most common body part bitten by insects. Kind of duh, right? Here it is, the first interactive, and I want you to give your guesses. I'm not going to give you the answer. The longest time a person has been in a coma is how long? Just put coma dash how long? 3 days? 30 days? I don't know. The first product to have a barcode? Wrigley's gum. Did you know the first Lifesaver flavor was, I'm not going to tell you, that's the second interactive. Lifesaver, we all know that we all had a roll of Lifesavers in our back pocket that was all melted. And then when they were melted, you could pull them out as a strip and blow into it like a whistle. I don't know if you did that. I'm not the only person who did that. But what was the first Lifesaver flavor? That's the second interactive. In 75% of American households, women manage the money and pay the bills. Did you know? This is cool, and this is an interactive one. Hypnotism is banned in public schools in what U.S. city? Hypnotism, can't do it. Did you know a third of Americans flush the toilet while they're still sitting on it? Let's just hang there on that one. You're more likely to get stung by a bee on a windy day. Did you know that? That is so true. If it's windy and there's bees out, you're probably going to get stung. And the last question, the last did you know, and it's also an interactive, the average bank teller loses how much money a year? How much money, all right? And that wraps up Did You Know? I hope you liked Did You Know? And now we got to tally the guesses. The longest time, and if you're just tuning in, you can guess too. I'll wait. There is like a couple seconds delay. Longest time a person's been in a coma. So put in coma and the time. The first Lifesaver. Put in Lifesaver and the flavor of the first Lifesaver. Hypnotism. Banned in public schools. You can just put schools and then say what city do you think it's banned. You cannot hypnotize a kid in this town in a school. I didn't even know you could do it anyway. Isn't that weird, like the reverse? Isn't that weird? Like, I don't know, Duluth, Montana. Oh yeah, teacher, you can hypnotize your kids if you want because you're not in blank city, okay? And the last one is the average bank teller. You can just put bank. What does the average bank teller lose every year? What does the average bank teller lose every year? All right, we're going to add them all up. Are we ready? We're going to go there. Okay. Misty Santos, coma, 20 years. That's kind of close. Rick Greenwood, 6 years. Sal says 397.3 years. A little high, just a little high. kind of on a Rip Van Winkle scale. Kayla Rivero, coma 5 years. And she get your answer should never have a question mark after it. Coma 5 years? Question mark. It clearly means you don't know. You just don't know, do you? Come on, Kayla. Get rid of the question. I'm kidding with you. You're probably laughing now. Okay, that's it for all those. Ron Sweeney thinks 24 years. Okay, you want to know how long it is? 37 years. Someone was in a coma for 37 years. Imagine that. They woke up and their wife married 4 times and divorced 4 times, probably. I don't know. All right, here's Lifesaver. First flavor. What's the first flavor of a Lifesaver? Come on, people. Let me add these all up. Kayla, the green color one. You might be very close. Greenwood, cherry red. Sal, parsnip. Parsnip. It was the first one and it was the last one. They never returned the parsnip flavor. I don't know why. That's okay. So you know what it was? It was peppermint. Peppermint was the first Lifesaver. All right. Third of 4. Ready? Hypnotism is banned in what city of school? Did anyone guess that? No one even guessed. Oh, some person did. Rick Greenwood, that witch town in Massachusetts, Salem. That witch town. Honey, I got a job. Where are we moving? I don't know, that witch town. That witch town. Yeah, but honey, which town? The witch town. Yeah, which town? The witch town. Yeah, but which town? Who's on first? No, it wasn't the witch town. You know what it was? You know what it was, Rick Greenwood? Do you know where you can't practice hypnotism on school kids? Do you know what city it is, Rick Greenwood, of San Diego? It's San Diego. It's your town, dude. Wow. American history. You can't practice hypnotism in San Diego. I kid you not. And the last one, ready? The average bank teller loses. Ron Sweeney, that's what I said, 37. He's responding to something else. He said lemon lime. Boston. Oh, Ron thinks it's Boston. Yeah, you guys are thinking it's New England, but no, it's not. All right, average bank teller. Guess how much the average bank teller loses. Rick thinks it's $50. Ron thinks it's $100. He's getting warmer. And that's all who voted. It's $250. $250. No one won. No one won tonight. $250. So if you hire 4 new tellers a year, you lose $1,000. That's nothing for a bank. That's why they have a big turnover. They can keep hiring people. All right. In honor of tonight's guest, I'm going to get into this. 4 things you may not know about Vikings. Vikings were known for their excellent hygiene. Did you know? Between rowing boats and decapitating enemies, Viking men must have stunk to high Valhalla, right? Quite the opposite. Excavations of Viking sites have turned up tweezers, razors, combs, and air cleaners. Yes, made from animal bones and antlers. Imagine sticking an antler in you, whatever. Vikings also bathed at least once a week, much more frequently than other Europeans of the day. And they enjoyed dips in natural hot springs. Did not know that. They were pretty clean people. All right? Pretty clean people. Number 2, because I said 4 things. Vikings used a unique liquid to start fires. Check this out. Clean freaks though they were, the Vikings had no qualms about harnessing the power of one human waste product. They would collect a fungus called touchwood from tree bark and boil it for several days in urine before pounding it into something akin to felt. It'd be like this flat piece of felt. Where am I? I lost my to felt. The sodium nitrate found in urine would allow the material to smolder rather than burn, so Vikings could take fire on the go with them. That's cool. Honey, I'll be back next weekend. Did you bring your urine pad? Number 3, Viking women enjoyed some basic rights. I like that. Some basic rights. Viking girls got hitched at 12 years old and had to mind the household while their husbands sailed off on adventures. Still, they had more freedom than other women in the area as long as they weren't thralls. I don't know what that is. Look that up, thrall. Viking women could inherit property, request a divorce, and reclaim their dowries if their marriages ended. Did not know. I thought it was just rough. One fight and you're out, girl. It's not. Women had the power. Those 2 horns. Which, by the way, did you know there's no recording of Vikings ever having horned helmets? I didn't add this because I just thought that was silly, but I said it anyway. Viking gentlemen preferred being blonde. Brunette Viking men would use a strong soap with a high lye content to bleach their hair. In some regions, beards were lightened as well. It's likely those treatments also helped Vikings with a problem far more prickly and rampant than mousy manes. That lye killed lice. Yep, they had lice. Good with hygiene, but they had lice. All right, we're moving this thing right along. Who's here? Who's saying stuff? Bank teller, $50. Kayla is called courtesy flush. It's a courtesy flush. Greenwood, yeah, San Diego, who knew? Yep. Maybe you were hypnotized as a kid before that law went into effect. No one won the Denny's certificate. Nope, no one won. Nope. Kayla says, yes. Viking cleanliness, did not know. I did not know either. Rick wants to be a Viking. Kayla says true, but by the time I click on her comment, I don't know what she's saying true for. We're just going to move ahead. You're right, Kayla. That's so true, isn't it? Whatever you're saying true to, I'm with you, girl. All right, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing called Guests on Wine with Dave. Tomorrow night, my guest is inventor Kevin O'Brien, and when you see what he's invented, you're going to go, dang, I could have invented that. And then Thursday night, I have 2 comedians. They formed a partnership to start a fundraising company called Funny for Funds. Bill Simus and Mike Murray, not to miss. But tonight, you guys are in for a treat. And I want you to ask a lot of questions. I really do. I want to pump up these guys. They're so creative. Jeremy and his Viking girlfriend, Becca, are artists who create Viking and Celtic creations out of reclaimed wood. They are artists whose studio is in North Carolina, just a wee bit south of Valhalla. Check it out. Yeah, there's the Vikings. You guys don't smell too bad.
Did take a shower today.
You took a shower. Hi, Jeremy and Becca. Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave. We're excited to be here. We've been looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh, my logo is over your Yelp. You know what? Can I move that? I can probably move that. My logo is over both of our screens. And I'm going to I can't really temper. Yeah, I can move it. I'm going to move it over. I'll just leave it there. It looks like Win with D. That's my spin-off.
It's windy.
Win with D.
Windy.
Win big with D. Denny's gift certificates. Hey, thank you so much for being on the show.
For sure.
Tell me, what's it like working together? Any fights?
Oh goodness.
Nope.
Which people ask that a lot, actually. But no, we get along really, really well. We actually have this thing about fighting that we'll like discuss something, agree on it, and then we'll look at each other and be like, "Was that a fight?" And we got to make up. So no, we love working together. It's absolutely awesome. We balance each other out. What more could you look for?
That's cool. I like your shirt. Sawdust is man glitter.
Right? I gotta tell people that there's been times where I've gotten in trouble for wearing the shirt because people call me sexist for it. So disclaimer here, women can make sawdust and build things out of wood, just as good as any guy. But I claim the man glitter.
That's cool. Who bought it for you? Becca?
Yeah, maybe this one.
So.
Yeah. I've got another shirt that says, what does it say? It says like measure, cut, swear, repeat.
Oh,
that my
yes.
son got for me. That tells you something there too. So.
Oh my gosh! If you knew my dad and how he trained me how to be a carpenter, I get it. Hey, thank you so much for being on the show. Your stuff is amazing. I put that video together to highlight you guys. I wish I could show more, but you brought samples with you, right? You don't have to show them right now. You do have them with you? Cool.
We've got a few, yeah.
Awesome.
Some of the smaller items. A lot of our ththings that we make, I don't know if it's just like our personality or what, but like we make big things. Like that, right?
Yeah.
But we've got some small things here to show, yeah.
Cool. So let me just bring on Misty Santos. Woo! Love their stuff. Kayla Rivera. Kayla Rodriguez, nice video. Rick Greenwood, you had me at Reclaimed Wood. Yeah, that's the coolest stuff. I want to ask you about that. Why that more than new wood? Superb craftsmanship, Kayla. So why Reclaimed Wood? You have a love affair with Reclaimed Wood?
Well, there's like a lot of reasons, honestly. One of them is just it's gorgeous, right? I mean, as things age, just everything from the story behind it to the flossom marks we call it, just the character of it is great. The other part, obviously, is just the being good stewards of our environment, and I don't have to cut down a bunch of trees to make a wooden for that and do stuff with that. The third really big reason for Reclaimed Wood is that starting this journey, doing the art and the woodworking, was really reclaiming my life. So it just really fit to use a lot of reclaimed, wood and other things to go with the art, just because it's such an analogy to why we initially even started doing this. So it just really, really fit. And I think that it resonates with people. I think people are very in tune with being able to reclaim something like that. So they understand different things that we make have those flossom marks. They each have character. It makes every single thing we make unique in its own way, kind of like people, right? So I just think it's a very personal way to do things.
I didn't know what that word was. Flossom is just what, wear and tear or dings?
Yeah, we kind of made it up ourselves.
Oh, well, but you're saying
it's
it as
awesome,
if I should know.
Yeah, right? I mean, come on. Look,
I'm no idiot.
It's awesome with flaws.
The flaws make it awesome. So it's flossom.
Just like human beings, we're awesome with flaws. Floss. I'm gonna write that thing down because I'm gonna forget that. Awesome. I like that. That's cool. How long have you been doing
either
this?
That or you could be, your teeth, floss them. But
Yeah. You have awesome floss. How long have you been doing this?
Just under a year, actually.
Yeah, it has just been a whirlwind.
And actually, our Celtic line has been even less than that, but not by a great amount.
We started about a year ago, and just kind of so the backstory is, and it kind of goes into that reclaimed thing. I suffer from PTSD, and it was really getting in the way of normal work for various reasons. And I knew, you've got to put yourself first sometimes. You've got to heal. You've got to do what's healthy for you. And we made the decision that it would be best for me to get out of that workaday environment and get into something creative, something that I love, so I could just breathe and continue to heal as a person. And so that's when we started our company, actually called Reclaimed Artist. And that's where that reclaimed comes in. So that's reclaiming my life using reclaimed materials and so on. And about half a year into that, we created our first Celtic piece. Really like the Celtic knotwork and the stuff like that, and the stories behind it, and the culture behind it, the historical aspects.
Did Becca bring that in? Or was that both of you?
I did, actually. We got one, and we did some research.
No. I mean, did Becca introduce the Celtic flavor to the woodworking? Or was
I've always had a love for medieval and Renaissance and anything history and Celtic knots, and just it's a little bit of my heritage. It's just a little bit of my love of history. So I definitely think I nudged him that way just a little bit. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
She's knowledgeable. So like your did you know thing, I was down here, I was like keeping track, and she knew most of it. She knows all of this stuff. It's amazing. So and like, we both dabble in a lot of things, and that's definitely something that she's very knowledgeable about.
That's cool. And you're sitting in that awesome chair that's on Instagram that everyone is loving.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's
I'm on the edge of it, but it's
a massive
on the edge. Well, both of you are sitting in it, right? So it must be huge.
I'm a little forward. I've got a little stool here. I just didn't want to squash her, but if I put my arm around her, we can both scoot back in there pretty easy.
Pretty comfortably. That's
cool. You guys are a cute Viking couple. I've never said that phrase before.
Yeah, right? We're clean, too. So.
Yeah.
What a cute Aboriginal couple you guys make.
But we use these for fire instead of, the other
We don't do the moss part.
You don't, yeah. Yeah, when hey honey, I gotta make a fire. That's a new thing. It means when you gotta go to the bathroom, you say, I'm gonna make a fire.
Right.
It'll be our code.
I'm gonna make some petrified peat moss fire, or I gotta go pee. That's cool. So you were doing the reclaimed wood, but were you carving in the reclaimed wood, or just kind of making things out of it?
We really started pretty early with the carving of it.
Yep.
I always liked the dimensional work and stuff like that. And so yeah, pretty quick into it, we started carving into it.
But then when you guys are together talking and Becca brings in that flair, tell me the success you've had, because you told me earlier. I want everyone to know.
Well, I mean, it's been interesting. I mean, like we did that first piece, and as we looked back, it was probably about 6 months ago that we put out just a candle holder that we made, and it had Celtic knots on it.
Yeah.
And
struggled to keep them in stock.
Yeah, we couldn't keep them in stock as fast as we could make them. People were asking for them and making orders, and we found out and we really enjoyed making them. Some things are fun to make one or two of, and then you're like, I'm done. I want to move on. And we're finding that the Celtic stuff, and especially like that Celtic candle holder when we first started out, it was fun to make it. We enjoyed it, and so we made another Celtic piece. We did a Tree of Life, and we were blown away with just the response to that one. And that's what started it. So in 6 months' time, our Celtic, Norse, Viking line, well, a couple months into it, we needed to name it. It needed its own identity. And so we called it Klan Rhunda. We started researching, different ways that we could go into Ren fairs and different things with it that way. And it's surpassed the original thing, many times over in 6 months' time. It's crazy.
That's cool. Kayla says, the throne. She's blown away by the throne. And Rick has a question. Tell me about your shop and the tools, hand or power tools.
Good question. Huge mix. Yeah, that is a good question. It's a huge mix. So when we say, like Viking, Celtic, Norse art, we would say inspired art. So we're not using all like original old tools and stuff like that. And really because it would be cost prohibitive for anybody probably to buy our art. We also want to make sure that it's affordable for people. So it's a huge mix of tools, a lot of hand tools, but some of the carving, a lot of the carving actually, we do our own drawing and stuff, but then we'll carve it using using a CNC machine, a personal router-driven CNC machine, and then we'll drop back down to a Dremel machine and do some of the detail work, and then we'll drop back even farther and hand sand it. And I mean, you can even see pictures on our social media of my hands sanding these little tiny spaces and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the detail stuff that we want to get right.
Yeah, guys, go to so Jeremy, it's Jeremy and Becca, but underneath their name, Instagram.com, Klan Rhunda, and you can find out. You'll see their whole world, and definitely like them and follow them. Rick says, do you have a background in woodwork? Did you grow up around wood doing this, or this is something later on as therapeutic, like you were saying?
When I was probably 10 or 12 years old, my cousins, my uncle and his family moved overseas for 2 years. And they did a craft business, a wood craft business. And they would travel around and to different markets and sell wood crafts. And when they were gone for 2 years, we got to store their woodworking equipment. And so at 10 or 12 years old, I taught myself how to use a lot of woodshop tools, which makes me nervous now because I don't know if I'd let my 12-year-old handle all of these tools. But I taught myself a lot of things and researched a lot of things and just loved it. And even as a young adult, I was making different pieces of furniture and things like that and selling it to local stores as displays and all kinds of stuff. Took quite a long break from it, and actually sold all of the shop tools that I had acquired over the years. And so I'm just, like I said, about a year ago, just getting back into it. So building up a shop again, which is frustrating sometimes because, I'm like, oh, I had this awesome tool, when I was younger that I don't have right now. And it's a lot of money, can't quite afford it type thing, but it'll happen. But yeah, we're rebuilding a shop from, it was probably age 12 through 20 something that I was doing it pretty heavy.
That is so cool. And I'm glad you're using some digital stuff and laser with a mixture of hand sanding with that to make it affordable to really get the patterns on the wood quick. Because I was surprised, your Viking chairs. I always wanted to make my own Viking chair. I wanted to make 4 of them. And if you guys don't know what a Viking chair is, you people listening, you just Google it. They're the coolest thing. 2 slabs of wood, they slide in together. It's kind of like that. But I wanted to put the Zeppelin symbols on each one, have it on a fire pit. Like tonight, I'm sitting in John Paul Jones. Jimmy Page tomorrow night. But then, I Google stuff. I hashtagged it on Instagram. You guys are all over the place. You've cornered the market on that. That is so cool.
They're popular.
They're really popular.
Yeah. And we build them there. But kind of the same thing we want the stuff to be quality. We want it to age, we want it to last forever. So, I mean, we build them like a tank. And if people keep them outside, they're going to age and gray and look gorgeous, but they're not going to rot, we waterproof them and things like that. And yeah, they're gorgeous. Each one's a piece of art.
So Ron Sweeney's asking, do you use CNC or is it all hand done? And I think you answered that a little bit. What percentage of that is CNC?
Well, it's exactly kind of like what you said, Dave. It's like we use the CNC to kind of rough it out, get that basic concept that we originally drew. So our process, if I would lay out our process, would be, get some concepts, get inspired, right? It's a piece of art, so I want to be inspired. Draw it out, which is probably the longest part of the process is just getting that art right. But then we'll take it and we'll start it with the CNC machine. So create a vector file of it and have that basically carved out. But you can tell when you get something that's simply CNC'd, it's just so perfect, right? And it doesn't have that flawsome character. And so we'll do the CNC to rough it out. Then we'll go to like a Dremel tool or something, and we'll put those carve marks in it, take it a little deeper in places that we want it to.
Oh,
bring
cool.
out the character and not work with the wood.
Right, yeah. We don't want it. The CNC, like with the grain and stuff, it doesn't care. It will make it perfectly flat. Whereas if you're using a tool, it's going to work with those grooves, with the grains of the wood and things like that. And so we have to bring that back out after using the CNC to start it. And then a lot of sanding, hand sanding and tweaking. So, yeah.
Yeah. Misty says, yep, love my Viking chair.
Yeah,
Kayla,
actually,
the plank
I like
chair.
Misty's chair too.
So tell me about Klan Rhunda. I know what Klan is, the family, But what is Rhunda? Where did that come from?
Well, actually, when you're doing, I can't tell them, can I? No, it really means secret, secret clan. So, and kind of what we're doing, what we're building for going to Ren fairs and things like that is being able to get valuable items, and be able to sell them to people for a price. And don't ask how we got it this cheap. Don't ask how we can sell it to you for this. And it's kind of like we're distributing these treasures that in that time period would only be available to nobility, but they can get it. Just don't ask any questions. And so that was kind of the persona that we're creating for Ren fairs and things like that.
That makes sense. I'm so glad it's affordable. I expected it like double or triple. But I'm like, ooh, this is tasty.
We really want people to be able to enjoy it as much as we enjoy making it. So.
All right, you got to show me the mug. Guys, this is crazy. Look at that. It fills up the whole screen. I'm having an interview with a mug now.
It's as big as my head.
Yeah, if we put it next to her head.
That's crazy.
We know that Becca's head could hold about 48 ounces.
Yeah, so explain how you had to do that, where it was like drilled in, but it's all flat, and then you had to slice it and kind of...
Yeah, we wanted to see if we could create with the CNC, put our art on it or any art and stuff. And obviously the CNC, if someone knows about how they work, you can't carve on something curved.
Yep.
So what we had to do is we had to pre-cut all of the slats for the tankard, lay them out, connect them, lay them out flat, carve it, and then roll it again. So just there's a lot of steps to it, basically. But yeah, this is something we're proud of. These are neat.
You're just like flipping that thing around like it's nothing, and then you just move it 1 inch to the camera, and it's just massive. It fills up the screen.
Whoa, yeah, everybody's stepping back a couple steps.
Can you bring that up to the lens a little tighter, the pattern? I don't know if we can see that. Yeah, angle it back so the light hits it. There we go. That is so cool with the knots and the dragon. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. Do you use a torch to kind of burn your wood?
For a lot of our products, we do.
For a lot, we do. For this, we didn't. It's probably half and half that we use flame. And honestly, this one is just painted. And then we take a lot of the paint off to look like flame or like charred. We didn't want the wood to be heated that quickly with the flame because it could crack and break open seams and things like that. So we wanted to be cautious of that. But on some items, we'll use the flame. In fact, I don't know if you can see it behind Becca. There's a stag on the wall.
I don't see it, no.
Anyhow, we take the we take the torch to that thing, and it's a lot of fun.
That's funny.
Really fun.
So Rick, a buddy of mine in California, my dream is to be a woodworker to make money when I retire. What advice do you have? I know the advice I would have is specialize, because when you were just doing the reclaimed, you're just like, I don't care if I make a lot of money, I'll be a starving artist, and I'll just do. And then you just went right down the funnel and said, no, it's going to be Viking. Boom, it went like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a few things. Do what you love. Make what you love. And, don't try and go out there and say, go to Etsy or something and see what's popular. And try and make that. In other words, people don't go out and make Viking chairs now. Make something else, make what you love and specialize on it. If you get bored with it, it turns into a job.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it all the time and you love what you do, the success is going to follow you.
So what product did you take a photo of and put it on Instagram and it just kind of went crazy?
Actually, we got that. So the first thing was just this Celtic. It's a candle holder, but it's got Celtic knots in it. And again, it's a tank. It's a big. You could call it a candle log, right? But we found these really cool old beams, and they were the perfect size, and just started by drilling the holes and then carving the sides, and it was awesome. And now, again, we can't keep those things in inventory, basically. So. Yeah.
Misty says, such a gorgeous mug. Can't wait to own one.
She could be one on the waiting list. So we've been taking orders for those mugs.
That thing is so big, I would nickname it a Celtic hot tub. I mean, it's massive. You can put a whole Irish family in there.
Yeah, it's a tank.
That is a tank. Where do you sell? And I can't even read my own writing. Your current COVID situation. How has that affected the business?
Yeah. Well, so I have been in business a long time. I've been doing different things, and one of my most important parts of my business is being able to diversify and have multiple income streams. And so we made it a point when we started, we don't want to just be selling in one spot. And so us personally, I mean, we sell online. We have our art in galleries. We want to travel to shows, things like that. But because of COVID, those have all been closed at this point. So we're anxiously awaiting some. But it hasn't affected us too dramatically as far as our sales, because we are selling off of our website, off of Etsy, off of social media. So we've got a lot of places bringing orders in for us. I know that some people, you know, like these Ren fairs and these events, it's their life, and they don't have, you know, maybe they've been doing it for years and they don't have maybe the technology savvy or something. They don't have a website, and it has shut them down. And I really feel for these people, because they're just, what do we do, you know? Right. So yeah, I feel for them. It hasn't affected us terribly, other than the fact we were really anticipating and excited about getting out and
meeting people,
rubbing shoulders and doing the face-to-face stuff. But that'll come, and we're excited for it.
Right. Travis Tomasovich. Hello, Master B. Who's that guy? Who's Travis?
Travis is one of my former martial arts students. I owned some martial arts schools for about 20 years. I was teaching martial arts, and he's one of my longtime students. So hey, Travis, glad you're on.
Oh, Master B. Well, he's watching. He's watching. I'm so glad you guys are on and you're blowing up through Instagram, and everybody go follow them. Go to Instagram, Klan Rhunda. You'll find them. Type in Viking chair. They're all the photos. Then they do more than Viking chairs. Celtic, Norse. I think it's really good that you guys are using hashtags correctly, because that's how people are finding you. I mean, that's really the gold right there. If you don't use the right hashtag, no one will find you. You won't make a penny.
It's like the shop tools. You got to use your tools right.
Yep.
You know, get the right tool to do the job. Same thing with the hashtags, I think. Yeah, thank you.
So your artwork is historically inspired. Can you explain that? What does that actually mean?
Take that one. Well, I mean, it's basically it, like, for example, for something like this.
Oh man, yeah, keep that right there. That's cool.
It means that it's taken from something historical, but we might not necessarily be making it from the same materials with the same tools. It might have a screw in it to hold it together, whereas it wouldn't have, you know, back then. And we're not going to let you see the screw, you know, but something like that. So we're creating it with modern tools, and it's got a Viking, Norse, or Celtic bend to it. That was our inspiration for the art.
And it might not be that exact art. It might be our take on the art. For example, he's doing a custom shield right now, and he's taking one of the Norse mythology stories, and he's turning it into a piece of art. He's not copying art, but it's inspired by that story.
I don't know if you can see that, Dave, but this is how everything starts. And so getting ideas. You know, from various pieces, old pieces, things like that, or stories, and putting it together. So the inspiration was this, but it's still our modern art.
That looks a little like Mayan art too. It's a lot of like chunky things tied together as a story through the chain. I wonder if there's a connection there with that Viking, Norse, and the Mayan, the Spanish. But I'd have to study that out.
I would think so. Yeah, I never cease to be amazed at how connected everything in the world is, whether it's divided by continents at one point. I mean, we know that the Vikings, you know, crossed continents, things like that. The way that things are influenced, there's nothing new. It's all just different takes and different explanations of the same thing. It's neat to see that. That
is. So, Klan Rhunda, what's the plans for the future? What are you working on now? That you're any goals? Any goals you're coming out with?
Well, we'd sure love to be able to get to some of these open air festivals. We'd love to get those things open and just keep meeting people and growing the clan, basically. We've met so many people online in the last 6 months that we just really want to hang out with in real life, you know.
Yeah.
Drink a tankard of mead with them, you know.
Right.
But yeah, we've definitely got plans. We've got so many things that are in the notebook that we want to create and make. We've got some plans that we'd really, in fact, we're kind of looking at possibilities for expanding our own kind of festivals, experiences, Viking experiences. There's a lot of stuff rolling around in our head right now that we're working forward towards. So, yeah.
Yeah, Becca, you were saying earlier today, because we talked around 4 o'clock today, and you were saying that you want to know where the work is going, which I thought was really interesting. You're selling a piece. You're not just a business person. You've created this thing, and it's like it's got personality. You've been holding on to it for, what, a month or so by the time it's start to finish? Well, can you explain that, why that's important to you?
Yeah, even though we use like power tools and stuff to make this art, it's still, we spend hours on each and every single piece. Like, I spend hours painting almost every single piece that leaves the shop, and I love things that will last through ages. That's why I like the history. I love the story behind it. So when I package up an item that's shipping out, I love to like think about what impact it has on different people's lives, and what story will it have to tell 50, 20, 100 years from now. Like, what story is it going to gather and receive and stuff. So I just love to know that, like, it makes someone smile. Or, for instance, we shipped out a graduation present the other day, and I was like, I just wish I could be a fly on the wall and see how happy this made, and then made them, and like the story behind why they got this and stuff. Like, I just love to know like the stories that go behind it, and thus that it's historically inspired art. Like, it came from a story, and I'd love to see, like, I like to think about the story continued on. So the character and the wood itself, and just things like that.
One of the best compliments I think that we've ever gotten, and it comes up actually a few times, we've gotten it, is this is heirloom quality. This is going to be an heirloom. And that's exactly what we want. We want, something on a mantle that a child sees and remembers growing up, and then gets, and then they pass it on. And so that's really the goal. Because we spend a lot of time with our hands, but heart goes into it as well. So.
I think that's true. What you even said, Becca. So they take this piece of work, but it's going to live on as a story for the family. You're going to hang it on the wall or sit in it by the fire if it's a Viking chair. And people are going to say, that is so cool, where'd you get that? And people are talking about you. You could be having the worst day, but there could be 100 people all over the U.S. talking about you.
Well, we feel honored to be a part of, like, a story and a memory and things like that. And it's just, when people need connections in this time, even before this time and after this time, like, people need connections and stories, and roots are kind of really important, and so it's fun to be a little bit a part of that, even if we'll never know the stories and stuff. But every time we ship out something, I'm like, well, where's this one going? What could their story be?
So Kayla said, I feel like you guys are old friends. She's a customer of yours. Feel like old friends, but we haven't met face to face. And what else? And when you open it, she said, and when you open it, it's an amazing feeling when they finally get it. So that there's something to that when they open it. That's the question I had. Do you do custom orders?
Oh, yes.
That's custom orders are at least half to 75% of what we do.
Really?
Yeah, and we love those. Those are the story ones. Those are the ones we get to spend. I mean, we spend a lot of time on every product that leaves our hands, but those are the ones that we invest ourselves into those. Yeah.
We shipped out. A gentleman ordered a hammer from us, and this isn't the one. This is one that we make, but
let's see that.
He wanted a custom one, and he had a story that he wanted this hammer to tell, and so we put different art on both sides that told this whole story that he wanted to tell. That was a blast to make.
It
I
was
love
amazing.
making stuff like that. It took a lot of time. I mean,
But it was so amazing. I wish we had it. We could show you,
Yeah.
but it's with him now.
Yeah.
You have
Getting a
photos
true
though?
story.
What's that?
You got to take photos of everything, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
They are on our Instagram.
Yeah, those are on Instagram for sure. Yeah.
I may be calling you down the road for a wine with Dave.
Right?
just
Yeah.
massive.
Oh, we'd love to make something for you.
That's a great idea.
A Celtic
Wonder if we could
hot
carve,
tub,
like, a
as
wine glass
I call it.
shape.
Listen, thank you so much for coming on. I went a little late with
Oh,
you guys,
sure.
but I really wanted to promote you guys. And
No, we appreciate
everybody
it.
follow Jeremy and Becca, Instagram, Klan Rhunda. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You guys are the coolest guys.
We
Aw.
appreciate it so much. We had a blast. You make it so much fun, and we're going to keep following you and watching your stuff. Maybe we'll meet you in person sometime as well.
I hope so.
We will. We will. I'll have to take a
Cool.
trip down there. It's not that far. So,
Good.
you know,
No, we'll do it.
got to make a wooden mask, like a
We've
thing like that.
been wearing masks before it was popular.
Yeah, right?
It was. It was. All right. Awesome. Ron Sweeney says mead with England. I like that. Instead of mead with, is that Clan with a C? No, that's actually Clan with a K.
Klan with a K, yes. Yep.
Clan with a K. Hey, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
you.
Appreciate
We're
it.
connected. We're friends now. You've been on the show.
Good.
We're friends.
Awesome.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it. Yeah, we'll see you around.
That's cool, man. I love that. Man, that's so good, that stuff. I could hang around that shop all day long and smell the sawdust. Man, what good people. But follow them, Instagram. They have a Facebook page too. I didn't put that up there. There's only room for one little line under their name. I didn't want to fill it with words, but just look them up. Klan Rhunda. Klan Rhunda, Runda. And you'll find them. And place some orders. I've seen one of their posts. They had an Instagram sale, so it's a while back. But they'll probably run some deals and sales, and I don't know, having a COVID sale. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a COVID sale for us. I'll buy a Wine with Dave wooden bear stein or something. I don't know. But follow them. That's good if you like that stuff. And I know a lot of you out there are into art and wood carving and designs on wood. So that's good. They are the real deal. And when they specialized, when they went from generalized to specialized, bam, all of a sudden everyone is like into it, So you got to do that. Don't just be the white noise in the world. Be a radio station. Play something. Don't be white noise. Be specific. All right, we're going to the next segment. And after that, I'm like, I don't even want to do a segment. But we are. Oh, I had my text open. Texting Rick Greenwood. You got to see that. So I got like 8 minutes, and then I got to get you kids to bed. I got to get you little Vikings to bed. Because you better urinate before you go to bed, okay, everybody? Because we got to make fire in the morning. Remember that. Got to make the peat moss. Little Timmy, don't you wet the bed. We're going to have to light a match to your mattress. I'm having too much mead tonight, can you tell? Hey, I want to do something here. I want to show you, and I was thinking of doing a new app every day. I don't want to do that. I want to do the ones I like. I want to do what I like, right? That's what Jeremy said. Do what you love. So Pixaloop, I'm going to kind of focus on Pixaloop a bit, and it's opening. It's taking a little bit of a time. That was an old image I had. So I'm going to open a new project, and then it's a Viking ship in honor of Becca and Jeremy. So you can't see it, but at the bottom, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I open that up? Can I do it? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, folks. Nope. Let me add this. Nope. Okay. Yeah, you see that in the bottom corner where it says sky? I hit sky. I can choose a different color sky. And look, it moves. But what's the problem with it? Look, it's already got sky in it in the background. So the animated sky is kind of not cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Snapseed. Snapseed is where you do all your original editing. I love that. So I'm going to grab it, okay? And now I'm going to go to the full screen here. and you zoom in. All right, see all that blue? I want to get rid of that because the animated sky only works on a white sky or very light. So I'm going to click Tools and Select. And I zoom in and just pop the dot. See that? That's brightness. I can choose what I want, and I'm going to brighten that up. Boom. Hit lock. Go to Select again. I'm pretty good at this, so I'm gonna fly right by. Boom, boom, boom. Hit that. I'm getting rid of. Oh, right there, right in the middle. Look at that. Tools, Selective. Move it up. Boom, right there. Boom, boom, boom. Burn it out. I know I'm losing some of the lines, but that's fine. Boom, boom, boom. See, I'm turning that sky to white. I'm turning the sky to white. They were cool, weren't they? They were cool. Leave a comment if you like them. If you like those people. In being half Irish, I'm Celtic, and then 25% Swedish. That's just right up my alley. All right, so now I'm going to use Tools, Healing, which is like the rubber stamp tool in Photoshop. You just kind of brush over and it deletes things. It's just real easy. So there's a white. That's pretty cool, right? That's cool. But that's a painting. Wait till you see what I do with this. I'm going to export it. All right, so I did that in what? 2 minutes? Modify. Successfully saved. So now I open up Pixel Loop. And I don't want that one. I want to open up a new project. Where is it? There it is. There's my white ship. Look at that. Now it's in Pixel Loop. Now when I hit the sky. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that thing. And you can choose everyone. Look at that. Crazy. As the kids say, that's cray-cray. Daddy, that's cray-cray. I asked my daughter, do they still use that? And she rolled her eyes like a typical 15. Ooh. I'm trying to be hip with my kids. Alina, that's cray-cray. So I'll just choose one. Oh, that's cool. Right? So now I can change the ambiance in it. You can't see that. Oh, you can see that. The ambiance, when you crank the ambiance, it means the animation reflects on the photo. So it looks like the animation's in the photo. But if you pull it out, it's a little more not part of it. But I'll do that. That's cool, okay? So now we got the clouds going. But we want to make the waves move. Check this out, guys. You're going to love this. You can't see it, but I'm going to show you real quick. See over there, the very first thing on the bottom, path. I'm going to tap the path. I don't say that too much on the show. I'm going to tap that path. I'm going to go like that. See how it's moving? And then there's a wave right there going up that way. Boom, that's moving that way. And then there's one going this way. I'm going to move it up that way. So now that looks like a mess. That looks like a hot mess because the waves are moving, but everything else is moving. So what you have to do is you have to freeze the rest. So can you see what I'm doing here? I'm highlighting. Actually, I'm freezing the rest of the photo. Takes a minute. Just hang in there. Be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. Be patient. How did the Vikings discover traveling fire? That's crazy. That's cray-cray. That's seriously cray-cray. Someone must have peed on peat moss in the middle of the night. They just wet the bed outside. And then someone just threw a match on it and look what Oleg did. He create fire in middle of night. Yeah, they spoke like American Indians. Check that out, huh? You can still see it, but I'm going to hide it. Look at that water. Is that cool, guys? Check it out. And all it is you drag your finger to show the direction of something, and you can go in opposite directions. Look at that. That's a painting that I animated. So now let me show you the large view. That's cool. And if you don't like the clouds and all that, it's 9:59. I got to get going quick. If you don't like the sky, just click on the sky and then choose another sky. Boom, look at that. Oh. They come from the land of the ice and the snow, right? Check it out. Okay, let me go back to animate, freeze, because something's not frozen. See that ship? So I'm going to paint that ship right in there. Bam. Get that out. And I'm going to undo the horizon just a little bit right there. Okay. I think I have it all set. Yep, it's all set. It's all set. It's all set. Right there, I can get rid of that. Show a little more water. There's my creation. How cool is that, huh? Look at that. Looks good in the big screen. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Trial and error, haha, cool. Yeah, I like when people laugh at me. Haha, that was cool. No, he's probably talking about something else. Trial and error. That's awesome, says Roan. Can you add motion to the sail like a breeze? Yes, I can, but not in 20 seconds. You got to tune in every night. Can you put, what was that? Can you put little hit? You are not allowed on the show. Get your own show. Dave, get me to bed. Misty Santos, I'm new here. When do we talk about wine? We don't. It's wine with Dave, not Dave talks about wine. Anyhow, I just changed that scene. So, yeah, get that app. Get that app. It's Pixaloop. If you're creative, you bring in a photo and you can animate water is great. And actually, you take a picture of, like I took a picture of my daughter, Alina. She's just standing there with her hair. And you can animate her hair. And she's just still, but her hair is doing this like creepy, freaky. It's cool. It's cray-cray. It's totally cray-cray. All right, I got a closing joke to end the night. I am so glad that Jeremy and Becca came on. I couldn't wait. Part of me in the back of my mind, I think, when a guest wants to be on the show, I'm like, this is great, but what if they back out last minute? I'm like, oh, no. Of all people, I'm like, no. I want Klan Rhunda to not back out. And they were the coolest people. They're not like that. They're artists, but they're not flaky. I praise you for that. They're listening to me, and I know they're hearing it. All right, are we ready? Let me go to that next scene, and I got to get you little Vikings to bed. You got to pee on your peat moss. Create fire for the morning. So a man, right? There's a man, and he goes to Rome, and he wins a ticket to go meet the Pope. So he goes and he meets the Pope, and the Pope brings him up into his private room. And he's like, this is crazy, wow. And he sees a red phone on the table, on the desk. And he says, what's that? And the Pope says, well, that's a direct line to God. I have a direct line to God. He's like, really? Can I call? He goes, not so quick, son. You can call for 3 minutes. It's $10,000. But I will let you do it, and I'll donate the money. So he pays $10,000. He picks up the red phone. He talks to God for 3 minutes. It was the coolest thing. He's feeling amazing. I actually talked to the living God for 3 minutes. Cost me 10 grand, but wow. A few weeks later, he's still on his vacation. And then he goes from Rome, he goes to Jerusalem, and he's touring around Jerusalem. And then he sees one of the big temples there. And then he wins this ticket to go visit the top rabbi. He's like, how often does that happen? So he goes up to his private room. He meets the rabbi in Jerusalem. And he goes, you should never laugh in the middle of a joke. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this. He goes, this is cool. And he goes into his private chambers. What does he see? A red phone on the rabbi's table. And he says, Rabbi, is that what I think it is? He goes, yes, it's a direct line to God. And he goes, you like that Jewish accent? It's a direct line to God. He goes, really? Can I use it? And how much is it? He goes, it's $3. $3? I just paid $10,000 in Rome. Why is it $3 in Jerusalem? He goes, it's a local call. Local Yeah, I'd like to make a local call to God. Yep, I'll hold. Oh, hey! Oh, you're here. You're in Jerusalem. Cool. So am I. Yeah, hold on. I gotta end the show. I gotta just end the show. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. See you tomorrow night. No, not you.